Hey there! It's Wednesday again, so that means it's time to talk about our sermon upcoming for this week. And of course, we've spent now 2 weeks beginning our dive into the Gospel of Mark. Chapter 3 is no different, or I guess third time is no different because we're going to be in chapter 2, in fact. So read Mark chapter 2 if you want to get a leg up on what I'll be diving into this week. This week is, again, all about Jesus healing and teaching. As we talked about last week, one of the things that I want you to focus on as we go through the Gospel of Mark, excuse me, pay particular attention to the ways that Jesus speaks and to what he says. And imagine, as you go through, the tone of voice that Jesus uses. And one of the things that I actually like to do as I read is each time I read, maybe try a different tone of voice. Like maybe Jesus was speaking very sternly in this moment, or perhaps he's speaking very softly and compassionately, right? Maybe in another way, he's very serious, right? To the point. Try it out. Try, as you read, try different ways of thinking about how Jesus is speaking, because I think when you do that, right, because we don't have tone of voice. I mean, sometimes maybe we can glean the tone of voice that Jesus is using. But other than that, we don't have a definite, and he spoke it like this, right? It just, the gospel writers tell us, and he said. So how is Jesus speaking to these people around him? How does he respond to the people? Is he responding compassionately, right? We're told that he was moved to compassion at times or to care, things like that. But is the way that he's speaking at these other moments, is it compassionately or is it angrily or what? I think those are really interesting things to think about and to ask questions about. So I want you to do that. Pay a particular attention to the ways that Jesus speaks. And then pay attention to the healings in this chapter. In particular, the very first one of, excuse me, this person that's brought to Jesus on the mat, can't get up and walk. And yet that's not what Jesus addresses early on. Or rather, that's not the first thing Jesus addresses. He addresses sin. Hold on, Jesus. Wait, why? Why are you talking about sin in this moment? What is the connection between sin and this person who's lying on a mat whose friends brought him to be healed? Whoa, that's a deep question, right? There's something going on there. So look at these stories and think about them, pray about them, ask all kinds of questions about them, and come ready to learn on Sunday as I am learning and thinking through these different stories that we're going to encounter in the Gospel of Mark. There's so much here to think about and dive into. So I hope that you're enjoying our time in Mark so far, and going forward that you also will enjoy what we have to come. All right? Mark chapter 2, be ready to go for Sunday. I'm excited to dive in to the Gospel of Mark again with you. And so I'm looking forward to being together on Sunday. I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed rest of this week. I will talk to you next week.